Fellow gay people, gather round. We have news. The bigoted straight people have uncovered something about corporations that we, the gays, have been too stupid to understand. I want you to have a seat with this one. This is going to hit you like a ton of bricks. It's going to break your mind. It's going to change the way that you view the world as a gay person. Here it is. Corporations, during holidays, when they're selling holiday merchandise with holiday branding and making it overpriced, are only doing it for the money. Shocker. I know, it's shocking. I was shocked too. Stuttering Craig has figured it out. He has done his detective work and figured out the mystery that rainbow capitalism is an actual thing, and we were totally unaware of this. It's not something that we've talked about in the gay community for decades. If you did not realize, that was all sarcasm. Let's read what Stuttering Craig said here. The fact that all these companies don't have rainbow/pride profiles this year shows us what most have always known. It was always performative. The only color of the rainbow they care about is green. Mind-blowing stuff. Fuck. I wish I would have known this years ago. And he's not the only person that's doing this. Everybody is sort of doing this. So I want to just sort of lay out the groundwork here. This month, I am going to be making videos talking about companies who have supported queer people for years and they're not doing it anymore. And I want to dive into why that is. And it's absolutely performative. All of it was performative. It always was. Unless you're talking about a small company that was involved with the gay community intimately, like a hand-in-hand thing, it was always about the money. That's with any company, though. That's with any corporation. Guess what? Christmas. When they sell Christmas stuff, you know, you start putting out all of their toys and branding and all that, and they sell stuff during Christmas. They're doing that for the money. They don't necessarily care about Christmas. Do they care about Christmas when they do Black Friday? Does that mean they care about the people that work there that at Christmas? No. What about Valentine's Day? One of the most egregious holidays of the year when it comes to like overpriced garbage. Go into the grocery stores or the or Walmart or something like the day after Valentine's Day and look at the price of everything. Like they mark everything up like crazy because they want to make money. This is the definition of what corporations do, man. None of this is new. None of this is mind-blowing. And the fact that you think gay people didn't know that is really weird. Look, I'm going to cue you in on a little bit of gay history because you guys are so completely ignorant to how all of this works. All of it. You have no clue about anything. You don't even have a clue about corporations, obviously, if this is news to you. Rainbow capitalism has been a thing since I would have to say like the late 80s, early 90s. Vodka companies, Absolute, Levi's, I remember, did something. There was a couple of other ones, but they all started around the late 80s, early 90s, getting involved with queer advertising during Pride. And then it kind of got, bigger over time because gay people and trans people and queer people were becoming more and more comfortable in society. And these companies felt like it was easier for them to start marketing to a community that was finally seeing some sort of acceptance within the larger world. And so they were doing it for that reason. They were doing it because they thought, hey, there's a lot of people out there that are bigoted assholes that are supportive of the gay community, that want to participate in all of this stuff, and we want to offer that merchandise for them. And for better or worse, that's what it is. That's how all of it works. By companies and corporations pulling back on Pride merchandise and stuff like that, it really, really hurts a lot of the rural communities out there who can't afford to get the merchandise anywhere else, can't afford to fund their own prides and stuff like that. So it is a big problem. I don't want to downplay it. I don't think rainbow capitalism is any worse than just capitalism. It's all the same thing. Which brings me to my point here. These companies stopped doing this because you guys, Craig, you and people like you have made it a living nightmare for queer people. You have made it so difficult for us to exist in the world and to be accepted into the world as who we are that they no longer feel comfortable selling merchandise to us or branding their social media outlets with rainbows. They don't feel comfortable doing it because they know that you guys are you're such big babies and assholes that it's not worth it anymore for them. I never expected them to do it. I'm somebody that came from the era of grassroots everything. We were doing prides as grassroots movements early on in the 90s. Very few large corporations did anything related to pride. This year in particular, my local prides are having issues with funding because of guys like Craig in this community. The story is that you guys have bullied and used bigotry to scare these companies into no longer providing things for a marginalized community. That is the story. It's not the performative stuff. The performative stuff was always performative. That's the way it was. But visibility is important. There's a reason why it's important. It's not because I want to be seen and everything. That's not what it is. And I'm going to mention this in every single video that I make about this. In 65 countries in the world, it is illegal to be gay. It's illegal to be queer. In 65 countries in this world, that's like 34% of the world. It is illegal for me to exist. And in 12 or 13 of those, if found guilty of being gay, that can lead to capital punishment. In over a dozen of those countries. So these kinds of things, these performative actions actually make visibility better for people that live in countries where those things are illegal. It gives them hope. There's a reason why self-harm and things like that are so high on the ladder of problems within the queer community. It's because of stuff like that. And you guys didn't win some sort of war. I saw videos and posts about that like we won. You didn't win. The only thing that happened here is corporations felt like for them, it was too risky to get involved with Pride this year, so they have decided not to participate in it. That in itself, there's a whole nother situation I want to talk about in regards to that. But they didn't do it because they were lying about whether or not they cared about gay people. That was never the issue. I don't think it was like, oh, we no longer care about gay people. We're not doing Pride. No, that was never the issue. They found out that you guys have cried and whined and made things so incredibly difficult for gay people and trans people that they don't want to deal with it. And then they leave us in the dust. They throw us under the bus. I talked about this last year. I've talked about it the previous year. Gay people are not oblivious to this, man. You didn't figure this out. I don't know why y'all bigots can't just realize that we understand all of this too. There's other ways to deal with this instead of causing harm to the gay community because you have an issue with a company who's making money off of Pride merchandise, which is no different than, like I said, Christmas, Valentine's Day, any other holiday. It's no different. And you guys lose your minds over it.